Xi Van Fleet, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for inviting me back.
To begin, your book is titled Mao's America, A Survivor's Warning. Tell us about what your warning is and why you feel it's so important to share it now.
Yes, the warning is we are in the midst of a Marxist revolution. The war has raged on America, and many people still don't recognize it. People like me who lived through communism, especially those who lived through the Cultural Revolution, we see it right away. We recognize all the signs and we know it's the same thing. And the Cultural Revolution in China was launched by Mao to do two things. One is to get absolute power for himself. Another is fundamentally transform China in his own image. And we see the same thing happening here. It is about those elite or globalists try to get absolute power. In the process, they want to fundamentally transform America, get rid of the founding principles that made this country great.
And on that last part, what are some of the key principles and values that make America unique in your view and are worth preserving?
Yeah, first of all, this is the only country that's founded on the belief that we were created by our creator, and that's where we get our rights. And this is something that took me a long time to grasp. Growing up in China, I always believed that our rights were given to us by the government. And so that is fundamentally a different way of understanding who we get our rights from. And America is unique in the history of mankind. So because we have that right, and no one can take it away, not any government should be able to take away from us, especially in America. You know, we are protected by our Constitution, and our founding father was so wise. They also gave us the Second Amendment. And those things are our ways to make sure no one can take away our rights.
You survived Mao's Cultural Revolution, and you mentioned you're seeing some similarities here in America. If this trend continues unchecked, what do you see as the consequences for America?
Yeah, the most obvious thing to me is the identity politics. That's exactly what Mao and the CCP did to divide the Chinese population into two classes, the red class and the black class. And the people can probably figure out what it means. The red is good. Black is bad. The black were the oppressors, and then the red is oppressed, and set them against each other. And that's exactly what happened in America, that identity politics divide people into different races, different gender, sexuality, and they infinitely divide people and made them enemies of each other. And that's what we see, the hatred. And then the kind of the hatred between different groups. And that is exactly what happened during the Cultural Revolution. People were willing to kill the others just because they belong to the wrong class, the black class. Millions died as the result.
And what's your message to those who believe this could never happen in America?
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. They thought this kind of thing only happened over there. But I'm bringing the reality to you. I lived through the Cultural Revolution, and I'm living through it right now with millions of Americans. So I'm telling you, it is the same thing. And how do people fight back? The first thing is to understand. If you don't understand something, how can you fight back? So I hope my book will help people to see the parallels. That is the focus of my book, is to help people to see it is the same thing. They both Marxist cultural revolution. They have the same goal, which is to destroy the society so a small group of people can have absolute power.
And you mentioned how your book will help raise awareness of what's happening, but what else can Americans do if they are concerned about this?
I think take action. And I think it will be a great success if people, after reading my book, understand the imminent threat of communism, Marxist ideology to the United States. I hope they will take action. I hope I will pull them out of the couch, behind the keyboard, and get into real action. And there are many ways of doing it. And I did talk a lot in my book. And right now in Virginia, where I live, we have the election going on. And get involved, like I just this morning, and I worked as a grader for the early voting. And we need people. We need people. We don't have enough people doing that. Start local and support your candidate who share your value. And that's how you start. You don't start in the top. You start locally. And that's how we take back our country and take back our school.
Van Vliet, thank you so much for your time.